Feel like everybody's here. I guess we'll find out when I call them up to speak whether or not they're here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for coming out. Also, thank you, Blue Sky, New Mexico gods, for such a beautiful day. This is perfect since we invited you guys out to the corner here. My name is Shel Sanchez. I'm the Director of Arts and Culture for the city of Albuquerque. I am very happy to be here today. We have so many people in this group standing around that have a piece, a vital piece in all the things we're celebrating today. So it's an honor to stand in front of this and kind of move the conversation forward. But this effort, Route 66 Remixed, is really the result of so many people saying yes, and so many people bringing their best creative thinking, their best creativity to this whole project. But today, we're standing in front of this particular mural, and we want to thank our host, the University of New Mexico. We're going to hear from them in a little while, but we want to thank them for coming on board. And I don't know if any of you remember this wall a few months ago. Probably not. It wasn't very memorable. And now it is beautiful. I've seen it all over social media, so we're super, super happy. So just a little bit of background before I start bringing up all of our partners to share some information. But Route 66 Remixed, for anybody that doesn't know, 2026 is the centennial of Route 66. And Albuquerque's Route 66 is really Central Avenue, right through the heart of our city. And when we were trying to decide how, especially as the Department of Arts and Culture, as the city of Albuquerque, what our contribution, what was going to be our signature contribution, because we've made a lot of investment on Central Avenue, we decided a few things early on. One, it needed to be awesome. It needed to build on Albuquerque's creativity and creative scene. We wanted to engage and celebrate the full 18 miles, so that's all the way from Tijeras to 9 Mile Hill. And then we set a little bit of a bar for ourselves. We wanted to do something that would be available every single day during the 100-year anniversary. A lot of times we celebrate centennials or whatever we're marking with like one big party, or maybe like a 3-day party, or maybe we get crazy and it's a month-long festival. But we really wanted something that when you came to Albuquerque, no matter when you came, if you came on a Saturday or a Tuesday, if you came in January or you came in March or June, you had something cool to do. And so that's what we've tried to create. Thankfully, we have a lot of great partners who enthusiastically said yes to this project early on. First, I want to start with Albuquerque City Council. I just want to acknowledge, and I'm going to bring up one of the counselors later, but we have our two biggest advocates for the Route 66 Centennial are here, and that is Councilor Pena and Councilor Grout. It's kind of beautiful because they represent the two ends. So we've got the eastern and the western end of Route 66, and these two counselors have sponsored legislation which comes with money for the past 3 or 4 years to really move not just this project forward, but a lot of other important investments along Route 66. So let's just stop and say thank you. Also, New Mexico Tourism Department, you're going to hear from Secretary Adams, but they have been a really crucial partner, and again, bringing not just enthusiasm, but funding to the table. Visit Albuquerque, we've got several members of Visit Albuquerque here. Tanya Armenta, our CEO of Visit Albuquerque, is here. They have been critical partners the whole way, and they're actually building the website along with so many other things for the Centennial. We've got our creative collaborators. That includes Meow Wolf. So we got Meow Wolf in the house. Marcy, you're going to hear from her in a little bit. They came on very early with a lot of creative energy that they have managed to sustain, and we have a few more great ideas we're going to bring to fruition with them. Refract Studio, you're going to hear from Lauren in a little bit. Hakeem Bellamy, our inaugural poet, and the artists. I'm gonna roll call them later, but just so you know, if you are an artist on this project, just start by making some noise right now. Yeah, we got a lot of artists here. We'll bring them up a little bit later. We've got property owners that said yes, UNM being one of them. And then a quick shout out to Deputy Director of Arts and Culture, Diego Lucero. Diego, where are you? He's trying to hide. He has been our lead on all, like actually getting all the pieces pushed across the finish line in so many ways. We've also picked up lots more friends along the way who have jumped in to support this effort, and you're going to hear from several of them in a few minutes. So I'm glad you're here to celebrate with us Route 66 Remixed. It's large-scale murals. This is the largest. They don't get bigger than this, okay? So this is big. We got a couple of other cool big ones, but this is the biggest. Sculptures, installations, and augmented reality. There's 18 stops in all, and it's one art-fueled road trip, 100 years in the making. So let's move on and hear from a few more very important supporters and partners. And one partner who said yes early, and we had to have his support from the very beginning, and it was very enthusiastic, is my boss, our mayor, Tim Keller.
Thanks, Shal. Thanks so much, and what a wonderful day here it is, and we're here to talk about obviously Route 66 and our beloved city, but there's unavoidable puns, like I'm getting my kicks on Route 66, note the shoes. You can get these at Visit Albuquerque. Tanya can tell you how. So for the 6 of you who already asked me where to get these shoes, they're a fun little tiny piece of celebrating Route 66 in our city. So I want to touch on a couple of things this morning. The first one is, of course, just, number one, a lot of gratitude. And there's so much to go around because when you're talking about our mother road and you're talking about trying to lift up our city along its mother road, it takes a lot of folks. So we're going to honor them each individually, but just whether it's UNM or the artists or everyone who combined to make all of this happen, just thank you so much on behalf of the city of Albuquerque. Now, a couple of things that we want to touch on. First, take another look at this mural. It is awesome, like so many of our murals. That's right. And there were some different artists behind it, but of course, Noah Barnett, Travis Black, we're gonna hear from them in a minute. Great job, love the collab, excellent. And of course, what you see, there's a lot here, which the artists certainly are the ones to tell you about that. But you've got this representation of a mother and the mother of the city. You also have what my 10-year-old boy is definitely gonna love. I call the Minecraft version of iconic Albuquerque. But of course, that style's been around a lot before Minecraft. But anyway, this is gonna be a fun one for everyone and also a teaching mural in so many ways. And also a place where you can celebrate Route 66 and pull aside and do a selfie, because that actually is part of our culture and what we want people to do. Now, the entire Route 66 Remix celebration is really about a legacy of art, culture, storytelling, and technology. And you see a lot of that here, also with what is going to happen inside this building. So let's not forget that actually the fact that this has been renovated and that UNM is using it is so tied to Route 66. Number one, because it's along Route 66, but because of what you're going to hear about the artist sort of capabilities and it's sort of a studio plus in many ways, and of course part of the archival Route 66 process. So this actually is sort of a living piece of what Route 66 is going to be, not just now, but in the future, and hopefully for the next 100 years, guided by, of course, our University of New Mexico that was here even before Route 66. And so we very much appreciate their essentially powerful custodianship of this place and of the future of it. Now, the city is looking at all sorts of things for the anniversary, whether it's lighting upgrades, hundreds of new lights, whether it is all sorts of safety and pedestrian safety things that we're doing, especially on East Central, signage up in Renee Grout's district up in the Gateway, and of course we have the sort of celebratory headquarters, the Route 66 Center down on the west side. And so what we're doing is we're building things all along the route to show that we believe in the whole route. And even if the route has challenges, it's a reflection of who we are, because we know we have challenges. In fact, we've had challenges for a long time. Our literal life story as a city is the life story of resilience. And inherent in resilience is the notion of pushing back against challenges and fighting through them and thriving despite them. And I think that's truly what the Route 66 story is that we're telling. It's the story of Albuquerque in all its rawness and all its grit and all its beauty. And of course, the most amazing way to tell that is through art. You know, I hear sometimes that the city, like that we don't have enough art on Route 66. And I'm always like, well, one is you can never have too much art. I agree with that. But I also want us to just acknowledge what we are doing. 18 public art installations, all done by local artists, and all that in some way reflect our heritage and the people who live here. That is an awesome thing. And so I hope also people are reminded today, I mean, car culture wouldn't be fitting without a loud muffler, just saying. And motorcycles are exempt, so that is a legal muffler, just in case. You know, whether they should be or not is a state law. So state legislators, you know, you can go argue about that one. But anyway, back to the point of art. Art is how we tell our story, whether it's us as a person or whether it's us as a community. That's why Shell and I have dedicated much of the last 8 years to that. And so that's my other way of thanking our Director of Arts and Culture, who's been doing this and lifting up art and celebrating local artists, I think undisputably more than any other Director of Arts and Culture. Please give Shell Sanchez a round of applause. All right, so actually with that, I'm going to turn it back over to none other than Shell Sanchez. Thanks, Shell.
All right. Next, I would like to just take a moment to say, like, when we were deciding where we had to be when we were designing this experience, UNM, not just because I'm a 3-time alumni, I said something has to happen at UNM and with UNM. UNM is, you know, it's such an integral part of how our city grew up, and it takes up a huge swath of Central Avenue and Route 66. And so we were so happy when we found the right partners and the right people that got excited. So a special thanks to Shauna Wolf, because she said yes early. So thanks to Shauna. And then I'd like to bring up UNM's president, Dr. Garnet Stokes.
So good morning, or it's still morning. Probably by the time I finish, it'll be afternoon. Not that I'm speaking for very long, but we're just that close. It is really a privilege to be part of this celebration. I want to thank Mayor Keller. I want to thank the entire team and the city of Albuquerque for inviting us to be part of it. We're honored to be part of the city's creative engagement project. It continues to grow and evolve. And it's not just part of Albuquerque's DNA. It's part of ours as well at the University of New Mexico. As the road was under construction in 1926, as Mayor Keller mentioned, UNM was already here. At that time, we enrolled about 1,000 students, many of whom were taking classes in a lone brick building on a mesa. And that building was, and still is, Hodgen Hall. It's right across the street. And it has been given a facelift over the last century, but it's still the oldest and one of the most beloved buildings on campus. And this week is homecoming, so Hodgen Hall is at a particularly special place during this 100th anniversary of UNM's homecoming. When Route 66 finally made its way down Central in 1937, it literally became our front doorstep. We weren't just close to what John Steinbeck called the Mother Road, we were part of it. Today, UNM's Albuquerque campus enrolls nearly 24,000 students and covers more than 700 acres, just as Albuquerque itself has grown from a sleepy community clustered around a train depot to a city of more than 500,000, spanning more than 790 square miles. So in short, we have grown up together. And Route 66 is still our mutual gateway from the Lobo campus to the community at large. The Mother Road literally brings us together. Today then, we stand together in front of a beautiful mural on our campus, brought to you by artists Noah Barnett and Travis Black. This is just one of several installations that you've already heard about along this span, 18 different installations along the span of Route 66 as it makes its way through Albuquerque. And like this one, each is a reflection of the personality, the unique character of the communities that they're in. So I'm really happy to look at this mural and realize the reflection of the university community that it represents. It certainly, for us, represents the diversity in our communities, and that is what makes our city as culturally rich as it is. So when you drive the Mother Road, remember to be amazed by more than the neon lights. Look for the light in our communities. Look for work like this, and be proud of who we are, where we've been, and where we're all going together. Thank you again for having UNM be part of today's celebration. I'm so glad to see so many of you here. Thanks very much.
Okay, so quick little fun fact before I bring up our next speaker. Noah Barnett graduated from UNM, so one of the artists graduated from UNM. Nicely done, Noah. Everyone's a Lobo. Also, Travis, I believe, went to UNM, said he got the education that he needed. And I feel like that is good enough. He's also a Lobo, so thank you so much. Next, I'm going to bring up President and CEO of Visit Albuquerque, Tanya Armenta. Visit Albuquerque has been like a true thought partner, planning partner, skin in the game, take on big responsibilities over the last 3 years as we've done all this work for Route 66 Centennial. So I just want to say thank you to Tanya and the whole Visit Albuquerque team who's here today. Come on up, Tanya.
So thank you so much. We're really thrilled to be here to celebrate the launch of Route 66 Remixed. Want to just underline from a visitor standpoint that the Route 66 Centennial gives us a once-in-a-century opportunity to share Albuquerque's story with the world. And that really has been the focus from our team and the State Tourism Office, is to ensure that there's all of this excitement around the Route 66 Centennial and ensure that we are capitalizing on that opportunity to bring both domestic and international visitors to Albuquerque. And the beautiful thing about Route 66 Remixed is that it is going to transform that 18-mile stretch, as we said, into an immersive art experience. So these murals, sculptures, augmented reality experiences are going to give visitors an opportunity, invite them to explore, connect with our city's culture, history, our creativity. And as Shell said, the beauty of this is that it's really offered 365 days a year. So this isn't something, some communities are putting all of their effort into one big weekend event or a couple of big special events. We have that opportunity with a lot of special events that are going to celebrate Route 66 Centennial, but the beauty of Route 66 Remix, one of the most beautiful, beyond the beauty of all of the art installations, is really that we can have visitors experience and locals experience this 365 days a year. And these landmarks, I think, also thinking about so much, you heard Mayor talk about this, you've heard Shell talk about this, that there was thought and intention put into not just something that would be for the centennial, but that would be legacy, that would continue on. And so we think about these becoming lasting landmarks, inspiring tours and exploration beyond the centennial. So we're proud to promote this initiative, and not only in the entire Route 66 Centennial. If you have not been to route66abq.com, I hope that you will go right after this. If for no other reason, we will have a link, because Mayor appropriately talked about his kicks on Route 66. These are another color combo, just to, there's a link there, but the Route 66 Remixed is live, and is live on that website as well as all the information around Route 66 Centennial. So I do just want to take a moment to just underline, Shell talked about 3 years. I want to take an opportunity just to say, I think the partnership and the leadership around the Route 66 Centennial is something that our community and our state can really be proud of. Thank you to City Council, to Mayor Keller, to Dr. Shell Sanchez and her passion for this, for the Arts and Culture Department, the New Mexico Tourism Department, Meow Wolf, Refract Studios, the local artists, and the tourism hospitality community that has all rallied behind this. I think it's something that as a city and a state we can just be very proud of. And it's now my pleasure, it has been a true partnership in terms of promoting visitation for Route 66 with the New Mexico Tourism Department. They were big supporters of this initiative, and it's my pleasure to introduce a partner and a leader that has really made sure that there was strong investment from the state perspective, strong leadership and strong vision around making sure we are welcoming that opportunity to bring international and domestic visitors to Albuquerque. And so it's my pleasure to introduce the Secretary of Tourism for New Mexico, Lansing Adams.
Thank you, Tanya. It's great to be here with you all. I believe this afternoon, are we finally there? First of all, I'm really excited because I'm getting a pair of those shoes. I just learned this. Good afternoon. My name is Lansing Adams. I have the pleasure of serving as the Acting Secretary of Tourism for the state of New Mexico. I'm incredibly grateful for the invitation to be here and acknowledge the exciting and creative project in the city of Albuquerque that we believe celebrates New Mexico's unique place in Route 66 history. Preparation for the Route 66 Centennial has been a major focus for the Tourism Department over recent years. In 2024, we received some funding from the legislature, about $2.5 million, and with that, we set aside about $1.5 million specific for grants and for some of these projects in our communities, because in our mind we felt that the infrastructure of our communities, the built environment, the events, these are all really important for us. So this initial funding that we had, again, it supported marketing and promotions, it supported some infrastructure, and it supported some special events. Just this past July, with the support of the governor and the legislature, we were able to get an additional $1.3 million in a second round of funding through this program. And what's cool is now we're beginning to see some of these partnerships made manifest in enchanting Route 66 focused campaigns, art installations, restored amenities, infrastructure, signage. We're seeing the work being done and being completed, which is exciting. We're going to see a musical highway built in part of Santa Rosa's stretch of Route 66. We're going to see a restored vintage fuel station in Milan that will be a great roadside attraction for photo ops for travelers on the historic route. Many of us have seen pictures of the brand new Route 66 sign that welcomes guests to Old Town Albuquerque. The inspiration of Route 66 will be felt at fairs, festivals, and events around the entire state. From the state fair to a Route 66 themed Summerfest next year, to the Rail Yard Route 66 Centennial Festival in Santa Fe, to the Spokes on 66 car show in Grants, the Route 66 Centennial Festival in Edgewood. This has been a real, there's just so much enthusiasm from the entire state. And this project, the Route 66 Remixed, is definitely one of the most exciting. Bringing augmented reality and other immersive experiences to Route 66 as a means of reimagining how to explore and learn about the route's unique history in New Mexico was an opportunity we really couldn't pass up. Big reason, and I think Tanya had kind of indicated this about sort of the once-in-a-lifetime nature of this. So one of the big reasons we've had a large focus on the promotion and why we've been so supportive of thoughtful, creative, and inclusive projects is that the allure of Route 66, the allure of the Great American Road Trip, is a driver we see for international travel. And we really see that the Route 66 Centennial, as Tanya mentioned, does afford us a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to engage not just with domestic, but with international travelers. This past June, I had the privilege of going to IPW, one of the largest inbound trade shows, travel and trade shows in the country, if not the world. And we had a specific Route 66 event where all the states got together. There were about 400 travel writers. We all talked about what we were going to do. And, not to throw shade on the other states, they've been incredible partners. But, a lot of the ideas were things we've seen before. And I was incredibly proud when I got the opportunity to talk about this project on that stage in Chicago and the enthusiasm that we saw for this project and the innovation that we see in Albuquerque. So I just wanted to share that story because I think we should be really proud of what we've done, and Shell and just all of the folks. There's so many people to thank. The city of Albuquerque, the mayor, Tanya, and your leadership at the city with Visit Albuquerque, City Councilor Pena and your husband Johnny Pena, who actually serves on our Route 66 coordination group. So a lot of work that you all have been doing. Meow Wolf, just really the community and the village that came together and put this together. So with that, I'll close. We have an exciting year ahead of us. People are already starting to make their trip to enjoy Route 66. As I mentioned, this is an opportunity not only for us to engage domestically, but I think there's an allure for the international traveler here. And I think there's a way to reimagine what the Route 66 experience is going to mean for New Mexico into the future. So 2026 is right around the corner. And I just couldn't be more proud of this effort. So thank you, Shell, and thank you to everyone who made this possible.
All right, you guys are doing great. All of you are doing great. We're halfway there, but everybody needs, I think it's part of having this many speakers is that it's a huge effort and it takes all of us, and we just want to recognize that. So next I'm going to bring up Clarissa Pena, City Councilor Clarissa Pena, who was the first one that said to me, do you know that Route 66 Centennial, is it just like 3.5 years away? And at the time I said, I did not know that, Councilor. And she said, you need to get to work on that. And I was like, okay. And she has been a huge supporter and advocate, and also making sure resources come to the table to make it happen along with Councilor Grout. So thank you so much. Come on up.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy you all are here. It's a beautiful day. I know it's getting a little warm, but I just want to say that I am so excited. I used to belong, before I was part of the City Council, I actually used to belong to a group called the West Central Community Development Group, and their effort is to kind of revitalize the West Central corridor, right? Because we always looked at it as an opportunity, the entire corridor as an opportunity for redevelopment and tourism. So, so just to start off by saying, I want to thank everyone that's already been thanked. Tanya, I see Meow Wolf's here, Julie, who else? The secretary, and of course the artists and everybody who has contributed to making this this really come to fruition. It's been a long haul, and as Director Sanchez said, is that I really wanted to get ahead of this because this has kind of been some of the lifelong work that we've been doing. And when I approached her, she did say, because I had made a capital outlay request, I made a capital outlay request to the feds, to the legislature, to the county commission, and everybody was kind of like, I think you're ahead of the game. But this really, us here in Albuquerque being ahead of the game, really helped us to be able to be where we're at today. I wish I would have even asked sooner because all of the incredible projects that you're hearing everybody talk about, and then there's still more to come. Albuquerque has, and this has kind of been the vision, Albuquerque has the longest urban stretch of the historic route, and the only place in the country where the route crosses itself. And so we've always looked at it as, wow, if we can get anybody off the interstate, either on the east side or the west side, just to come down Central, do redevelopment in all the areas that we need to, like Old Town, Nob Hill, all the special places that we have that really connect us. But if you look at the entire the entire route, there's assets that adjoin Central all the way down the route, that if you get off, you actually have a really short distance to a lot of these amenities that we have in the city of Albuquerque. So I am more than thrilled to be here today, to be able to talk about this. I'm just so excited. Thanks for all the partners, everyone who's made this a reality. I especially want to thank Mayor Keller, because when I did the request, he was like, oh yeah, let's do it. That sounds like fun, right? And so thank Mayor Keller, the state legislature, they put in a lot of money. I don't see anybody here from there other than the secretary, but thanks to the state legislature. And obviously, most importantly, city council, you know, without them and their support, the route actually has 5 city councilors that abut Central. So, you know, this has been kind of an easy ask, but I really want to talk about Councillor Grout. When she first got into office, you know, we're already talking about West Central, and so I was trying to sell her on how to like get support and resources to the corridor, and she was already 10 steps ahead of me. She's like, I want an arch like you have, I want banners, I want to support everything good about the historic route. So with that, I just want to acknowledge Councillor Grout. We're on both opposite ends, and all the hard work she's been doing, and thank you. I'm so excited to be here, Councillor Grout.
Thank you, Councilor Kenya. I'm thrilled to show off our city. I was born and raised here, and I'm proud of our city, and I'm glad where I live. We have been working on building a new sign. Right away, we started, we looked into, I wanted an arch, but we found out we can't put an arch up there because of our East Canyon winds. So then we made a sign. We figured out where it could go, and then we brought in the designers, and in January it's going to start getting built, and I'm so excited. And I want to thank the tourism department, New Mexico State Tourism Department, for the grant that we received to help us build it. But I'm very excited for our visitors to come. I understand that international visitors are very interested in the Route 66, and we have a wonderful state and city to show off what we have. This installation, this art installation, is just magnificent, and I can't wait for all of the other artists, sculptures, and augmented reality to take shape and show off what we have here. And I love my new kicks. Everybody needs some. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a right turn and talk about some of our other cool partnerships, and we're gonna circle back to the creative projects. So if you're all of a sudden thinking that I'm like veering off, it's just to talk about how complex this is. So we're really excited because in the last few weeks, Presbyterian has come on as a partner. You might know them. They're just down the street. They're right on Route 66. And we're super excited for their enthusiasm to be a corporate sponsor or a corporate partner with us on Route 66 Centennial. So I'm going to bring up Dr. Juliette Labrèche, OBGYN. She's not like me, like doctor. You can actually ask her for real help. Come on up.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Juliette Labrèche. Thank you for having us here, and on behalf of Presbyterian, I want to say thank you, and we're very excited to be part of the Route 66 celebration. So at Presbyterian, we're dedicated to improving the health of the people and the communities that we serve, and celebrating the milestones that connect us to New Mexico's history. We're proud to partner with the city of Albuquerque on the special Route 66 commemoration. And through this partnership, we discovered that Presbyterian Hospital is actually the oldest hospital along the entire Route 66, which I think is really exciting. Our story began on October 24th, 1908, when the Southwestern Presbyterian Sanatorium opened just a few blocks down Central from here. That means that Presbyterian will be celebrating its 117th birthday in just a few days. By the time Route 66 was established in 1926, Presbyterian had already been caring for tuberculosis patients for nearly 2 decades. Since then, we've expanded to offering primary care for newborns to seniors, not just along Central Avenue, but across the entire state. As an OBGYN for 17 years, 10 of those years here at Presbyterian, I've delivered my share of Route 66 babies. In honor of the Mother Road's 100th anniversary, we're celebrating all new babies born at Presbyterian Hospital. So every baby that's born here in 2026 will receive a commemorative Born on Route 66 onesie. Yeah, it's really exciting. I got to see what it looks like. It looks really nice. We expect to welcome nearly 3,000 babies born on Route 66 in 2026, and each one will be a new member of our vibrant community. And for anyone who was born at Presbyterian Hospital throughout the years, we'll also have limited edition shirts and stickers available in our gift shop. So we're proud to be part of this wonderful celebration and invite everyone to join in honoring our shared history and the generations of families that were born right here on Route 66. So, thank you.
All right. We think that's going to be super fun. Anybody here born on Route 66 at Presbyterian? All right. See? Okay, you guys are all eligible for your t-shirt. You don't talk to Dr. LaBrush, though. You can talk to Rachel over there. Yeah. All right. Next, I want to bring up Tiffany Bondman, who's the marketing manager of Blake's Slaughterburger. Tiffany, come on up.
Wanted to say thank you to everyone for inviting us to be part of such an amazing experience. As Shell mentioned, I am the marketing manager for Blake's Slaughterburger, local favorite that's been part of your families for over 70 years. From employing your moms, your dads, your grandparents, your siblings, your friends. Blake's has also been able to serve New Mexico burgers and burritos. Thank you. To all of you for over 70 years, much of that along Route 66. Blake's Slaughterburger has flourished thanks to Route 66. The legendary highway literally paved the way for our expansion across New Mexico, connecting our stores and visitors across towns like Gallup, Grants, Moriarty, and Tucumcari. We're proud of the fact that we distribute our goods from our local Albuquerque warehouse to all of our stores daily, an achievement made possible by this incredible highway. I'm here today to let you know how delighted we are to partner with all of you, including the City of Albuquerque Arts and Culture Department, for the Route 66 Centennial Celebration. The amount of passion and creativity that's gone into this project is awe-inspiring. We can't wait to share Route 66 Remixed with all of you in 2026. We want to let you know that guests that visit Blake's Slaughterburger stores will be able to pick up the guide maps, which we all have displayed here today for you, at any location throughout the state of New Mexico. We'll be giving these to anyone that asks for them, as well as having displays for anyone to come in and grab them, whether they purchase from us or not. We also want to be sure that you all watch out for an exciting event we have coming up with Meow Wolf at one of our favorite locations on Route 66, our West Central and Atrisco location. More details about that to come. We also want to ask you to follow CABQ Culture, Visit ABQ, and Blake's Slaughterburger for all the exciting news that we have coming up. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your piece in this and allowing us to be a part of this experience. Thank you.
All right. I just want to, if you didn't take a look at the map, this was designed by Dante Besh, who is one of our artists who's here. I also want to just say thanks to Blake's. They actually are sponsoring all of the printing for all of the maps. So it's a very generous sponsorship for this project. Okay, I want to bring up two more. Yeah, yay! Printing is not nothing. All right, I want to bring up both Lauren Kaysen, she's co-founder and creative director of Refract Studio, that's our augmented reality partner, and also Marcy Gray. They're each going to speak to you. Marcy Gray is a senior creative producer from Meow Wolf. Marcy has been talking with us about this project for a very long time, and she was a very early, enthusiastic collaborator when we were envisioning this, and also just a quick shout out to Julie Heinrich, who's back there. She was one of our early thought partners and had a lot to do with how we shaped this whole experience. So although she's moved on to other things, she does have her thumbprint on this project. So Marcy and Lauren, why don't you guys come up here and round out this whole creative conversation.
Hi. I'm Lauren Kaysen. I am the creative director and co-founder of Refract Studio. We are a small emerging technology company based right here in New Mexico. You might have seen some of our work before. There's a project called Ojos Diferentes in Santa Fe. I actually think there's an artist from Ojos Diferentes here today. And maybe you've been to Hotel Zaz and you've seen a portal open up to Meow Wolf there recently. But today, I'm really excited to tell you about Route 66 Remixed. This is a self-guided, immersive experience that you can do straight from this website built here at Refract. And it is going to brings together this beautiful physical artwork and digital artwork in augmented reality all along Route 66. The whole thing is also tied together with these incredible poems by local poet Hakeem Bellamy, whose words connect and root these experiences. So I said poems and websites and murals, and that's all great, but what's augmented reality, right? A lot of you have probably done some augmented reality before. If you have littles who have played Pokemon Go and you've seen the little critters running around, if you've ever used an app that let you check whether a chair was going to fit in your apartment, or if you've ever made yourself into a little puppy dog on Snapchat, you have used augmented reality. But we are not here to make you a puppy or change your face. There's no app to download. You go straight to the website and we transform spaces into art. So as you travel the route, you're going to see some amazing things. You're going to see microbes that Leah Anderson scanned from a microscope at the community college, blew up 100 times, rise up out of a pond at the biopark. You are going to see flamenco dancers from Casa Flamenca, as big as buildings, made out of light, dancing down Central. You are going to see neon platanos blooming at Talon Market and hear Helen tell you about how important that plan is to her and her family. You're going to see portals open up at the Guild Cinema. You're going to see Deb Pajola's paintings rise up from the horizon at Singing Arrow. We have all this, and there is more. There are so many artists here that I didn't mention. All of them local, all connected, all along the same stretch of the Mother Road. Most of the AR experiences are going to be launching in January, and the website is still in beta, so if you try it out today, you're going to be like our special early beta testers. But if you want a little preview, we do have one of the augmented reality experiences live for you, and that is Helen's piece for Talon Market. And just for today, we have unlocked it from Talon, so if you want to try it here, you can see her piece. But after that, it is going to be, you have to go to Talon Market in order to experience it. This project meant a lot to us here at Refract. My co-founder, Sam Jones, and I actually met while working at Meow Wolf, and we started Refract to keep exploring how art and technology meet out in the world in our shared spaces. And it was really special to be able to come full circle and collaborate again with Meow Wolf, and to have the chance to work with new collaborators like the city of Albuquerque and Hakeem and all of these artists who we got to meet and work with in order to bring this innovative experience to Route 66 in a way that celebrates a really unique artist community here in New Mexico. So when you leave here today, check out route66remix.com. Maybe go to Talon Market and get a treat and see Helen's beautiful artwork there. And drive the route, check out the art, and see what we have waiting for you out there.
Hey everybody, I'm Marcy Gray. I'm Senior Creative Producer for Meow Wolf, working on this project. And first and foremost, congratulations to the hundreds of individuals that have participated in the fulfillment of this project. As I've been on this project, I've learned more and more about just how many fingers have been on this beautiful expression. And so congratulations. On behalf of Meow Wolf, I'd like to express our deep gratitude for inclusion in this project. One of our core passions and core tenets at Meow Wolf is creative collaboration. And so it's been just an incredible honor and privilege to collaborate with each of the artists that has created a mural, that has created a sculptural piece that is part of this journey. It's been a really, really beautiful experience to see the caliber of talent that exists here locally in Albuquerque. we've been thrilled to work alongside Dr. Shel Sanchez and Diego Lucero from the Arts and Culture Department here at Albuquerque. Thank you to Julie Heinrich for setting this project up. It's been amazing collaborating with Lauren and Sam from Refract Studio. Getting to work together again has been a pleasure. And of course, collaborating with Poet Laureate Hakeem Bellamy. Thank you, it's been a real honor. So now we await with bated breath and welcome alongside you the thousands of visitors who will traverse Route 66 during this centennial celebration. Thank you.
All right, I have just a few things to say to close up, but then I'm going to call the artist names. Those artists that are still here, which I feel like a bunch of you are still here, we'd really like to get a photo. So when I get to the part that I'm reading out artist names, I'd like you to come up as I call your name, and then I will have you captured here for a photo. All right. But first, just a few other partners. Frontier, we're on Central Avenue. We're at the university. Frontier has recently come on. We've got Shannon and Larry back there. They are one of our community partners. We've also got Duran's, if they're still in the house. Duran's is here. Thank you so much. There's so many other, El Rey came on as a partner. If you haven't seen that beautiful mural that's downtown. And Matucci's, another business partner, and the Guild. These are all private properties and private businesses that came on. If you like all of the lovely branding that you've seen, from the Route 66 Centennial logo to our super fresh t-shirts that we're wearing today, the Remixed branding, if you love those shoes, then you love Ripe Ink. Where's Ripe? We've got Donna and Lynn here. They have been working with us for the last couple years on all of the design and branding, and you'll see a lot more of their work that's lifting up everybody else's as we move into the centennial. There's like 50, oh, and I forgot Mark Baker and 505 Central and the Garcia family at the Rosenwald. Like I said, there's so many people. Victor at Tallinn Market. I feel like Victor's here. Victor, are you here? I think I saw him earlier. So yeah, lots of private companies and businesses came in as well. So the artists, today I know that several of them could be here, so I'm going to call them out. We're in the middle of making a really beautiful documentary that is highlighting all of them, so that will be available early in the new year, or maybe by December. We don't know. But let's call everyone up here. Deb Hohola, Nasario Sandoval, aka Wemfer, Helen Atkins, Dale DeForest, Noah Barnett and Travis Black, Jessica Helen Lopez, poet, Gael Luna, Carmen Montes, Lynette Houses, you can just keep it rolling, Jesse Littlebird, Thomas Christopher Haig, Sonia Killer, Leah Anderson, Rob Vanderslice, Dante Betch, Aquila Martinez, Paz, and Carl Orozco. All right. Yeah. It took a lot of people to bring this project forward, but I can tell you, this project would be nothing if it wasn't for the people standing behind me. So we're going to let's see, Diego, put down your camera and come and stand up here. Yeah. Come on, Diego. Marcy, Lauren, Sam, would you guys all come up here? Let's get our creative team up here. I'm really proud of all of this work, and I'm sure I missed 15 people that helped bring this forward. But don't worry, we'll talk about this project more in the future. So can somebody help me move? Oh, Hakeem Bellamy, sorry. That's okay, we go back. He won't be mad at me. Tanya, can you move this so we can get a real picture? And this photo is the end of this lovely press conference, but it's Route 66, so we have swag. If you want some cool stickers designed by Ripe, come see Carl before you leave. Thank you so much. Yay!